We had a situation in Prince William County where people used language to dehumanize a group of people, to make them seem like they were less than human. They're morally inferior.
Somehow, in just the last few months, Latino families had been dehumanized to the degree that children were no longer children. They were anchor babies.
200,000 anchor babies are born to illegal aliens in this country each year. These babies instantly become U.S. citizens, and illegal alien parents of anchor babies.
It should really be qualified as hate speech. It's definitely something coined in the anti-immigrant movement.
It's sort of part of the mantle of knowledge that is passed down from national organizations to community leaders here and in many other places around the country. It's a worldview that they can adopt and call their own and justify acting upon some of the feelings they may have harbored, but until this point hadn't felt comfortable expressing.
This invasion is not armed, but they've got weapons. The weapons they use are their anchor babies.
Folks come here and take advantage of the way we're interpreting the law and start, having anchor babies. Well, there's nothing that prevents them from taking those anchor babies with them to their home culture.
That's the part that I find really troubling, that this kind of hate speech has infiltrated our public discourse, and not just the level of local government, but it's in mainstream media. It's on CNN.
And I'm going to send you the hell back to your frickin' country.
Vast numbers of illegal aliens to remain in our midst, only to demand that we accommodate their deficient grasp of an English language.
What could be more disturbing or emotional than seeing kids abused and people getting murdered?
It's about targeting the Latino people, because you can't distinguish who's legal and who's not legal, and we've been told over and over again that the illegals are from Latin America. It's like this very dangerous slippery slope of Hispanic and illegal and then criminal.
Illegal aliens, which are criminals. As board members, it is your duty to ensure criminals of this county are legally prosecuted.
You're a criminal. Don't keep saying, I'm not a criminal, I'm not a criminal. You're a criminal.
We want all illegals out: African, Middle East, Asian, Canadian, and Spanish. There might be 2,000 or 3,000 of you outside, but there's a million more just like me. Bring it.
That's the kind of precondition for war. You do that during times of war, when you need to dehumanize the enemy, so you feel right in attacking, killing them.
No one is saying that, because a murderer has a family and is a sole wage earner, we ought to be, very considerate about how we prosecute him. Mm-hmm. The only class of criminals that we are concerned about the impacts on the families of the criminals are illegal aliens.
That's why it feels so awful to hear it, because you feel like there's a war happening here, a war of some kind.
This is going to be an extremely, extremely important election. We lose one seat from a candidate that is supporting us on this issue right now, and next year there will be zero legislation passed on illegal aliens in Virginia.
Once the racial tension and the hatred gets to a certain threshold, there are going to be a lot of people who just don't want to participate. That is the climate in Prince William County, and I think that's where our democracy broke down in Prince William County.
This is why I think that we should be so vigilant about what we are told by the media and what we are told by our politicians.
I don't know if there's anyone, even the politicians who were elected, even those who supported those politicians, I don't think anyone in Prince William County wanted to see this happen. When the political divide and the racial divide are fused into one, communities are torn apart. And it doesn't just affect the polls, it doesn't just affect an election, it affects everybody on the street level. Adults screaming at children, people throwing bottles and eggs at children. I don't think it's possible to dehumanize a community of people without dehumanizing the community as a whole.